the picture, something of the picture that's been in my mind for a long time is that for me personally, my life was going to, as everyone's does, as it advances into its age, there becomes this place that you get kind of set into. Anyway, something that I've seen is just older men who their circumstances seem to be very similar to what mine are. They're just further down the road in it, and just kind of, anyways, and just kind of having a bit of a picture of what I had to look forward to, given of course giving no change, giving something not changing, to make it different. But I don't get any kind of like flesh-eating organisms by walking through that. But nothing changes, and when I say nothing changes, I mean as far as like a different trajectory that would just kind of come into my life circumstantially, and either it be of course it'd be something like a job, something that made a drastic change in my income, things like that, to make the difference. That's what I mean. But anyways, my point is that just kind of having this somewhat of a kind of a picture of my future days, and being persuaded that I needed to undergo that myself as I am now in that situation, in those circumstances, what would it make of me? And what I mean is, how I am now is my worldview, the way that I see reality, the way that I see myself and other people, the way that I see God, especially in that situation, as I have, in a situation where, basically, where you're pretty much, you're poor, and your life is very drawn in. You can't do anything because you don't have any money. You might be, I might be not well in my body, having pains in my body or something that makes me unable to ride my bike, for example, like I do now. But I don't have a car. I'm still kind of needing to ride a bike, but I have this. But it's painful. It's not like it is now, it's something that I'm able to do kind of every day. Yeah, every day, and I feel well. I'm able to kind of ride with a little bit of ride dynamically and stuff like that. So it's kind of fun, and so just not being able to be like that, and so this mental picture that has developed in my mind as far as my life was somewhat influenced by that Old Testament biblical chapter of I want to say, and I'm even forgetting the patriarch's name, but I believe it was the one who wrestled with God. and his name was, I'll look it up when I get home, and his name was changed. I believe it was Israel, Abraham. So, the context of that story, of that situation, was that there was an ordeal that was that was encroaching upon him the next day. It was a situation with Lot and his his and like an old dispute where Abraham imagined that Lot was out for his life, that he would be out for revenge, and so he had word that he was coming, the Lot was coming, and so anyways, he did some last minute thing where he sent his family ahead, and anyways, he stayed at a place, I'm forgetting the name of the mount where he camped, and it said that that a man came and he wrestled with him all night. And so anyways, that passage has been, I've heard different treatments on that passage, but one that really I guess spoke to me, if I can say it that way, was basically just how, yes, it was looked at as he seeing this upcoming thing, and he was persuaded that the person that he was, who he was at that time, needed to be different. He couldn't be that person and enter into this chapter, this situation, the beginning of this ordeal. The nuances of that, I guess I kind of forget. It was a long time ago, as far as like, why he felt that way, what things specifically did he feel that way about or whatnot. But the point was that, yeah, he was persuaded that he needed to undergo this change, and so the man who came and wrestled with him basically was a metaphor for the ordeal of inward transformation, rapid inward transformation, where it's like, this is the bottom line for me. I can't go another day like this, and so something seems to respond to that inward motion, and it brings upon you a event and a catalytic mixture of circumstance that enables you to undergo this transformation. That without it, yeah, the transformation would be impossible. And so, in the picture, in the passage, it was overnight. But in my embracing of that picture and putting onto my life, yeah, no, it hasn't been overnight. I've been given the wrestling has been I believe maybe gentler, I'm sure, and protracted, and the time though of that future event in which I'm needing to be transformed is approaching. I feel it approaching very near, and as I look at myself in this wrestling, I don't feel that, as it says in the passage, that I don't feel that I'm not prevailing. I am not, and prevailing means basically like, yeah, in that story, the prevailing was his submission to his failing. So yeah, he didn't like beat the angel, but he endured the striving. And of course, it was no question the angel or the man was able to overpower him. Did overpower him, not even with, say, he was probably going at, to use sparring language, he's probably going at 50 to 70%, right? And he just touched Abraham's socket in his hips joint, and his hip came out of joint, and he was forever changed. He walked with a limp from that point, and stuff. So his triumph, his victory was, in that situation, it was his submission to his failure, his acceptation of his failure, and allowing the overpowering, the catalytic agent of that change to prevail over him, and to yield to the prevalence of it. And he was changed. His name was changed. He was given a new name, and so that was so that's the picture. So anyways, I have, yes, for as long as I've understood that treatment that way, that passage that way, and when my thoughts went in that direction, yes, it was like a quick and easy integration of that picture onto my life. And so I've been desiring this change. I believe I understand and know how through how that change is to be, if it is to be. I have been presented with pictures and rules, as it were, of how that is done, how that's undertaken. And so so I don't really know where I was going with that. I just more wanted to share that imagery and maybe give an example of how I have practically taken something out of scripture and kind of applied it to myself, and it seems to be sticking. And so the question is, how many others have or have been in that state, whether protracted or overnight, but have had that basically encounter. I don't know if it's I don't know that it's formulaic, and that, say, everyone who is in the narrow way has been like that, that it's been like that for, that it has to be. But just a question and a query. So good talk. Thanks.